girls, degenerate smart marks of all ages. Welcome to Jabronis United, Stream Punk Entertainment's first and only wrestling roundtable. As you can see, is the three of us the most prevalent wrestling fans in Stream Punk. I am your host, the real ordeal, Ryan O'Regan, aka the maestro of this organization, aka not Vince McMahon, thank God. And with me, as you see up here, you have Mr. Kyle Krieger, who knows how to present his hat. And I guess with a little bit of showmanship, you've got Davion Busi going ahead and doing his best. Shinsuke Nakamura, I don't know exactly what you're trying to do here.
I'm doing me, my brother.
No. I know that head. You're doing Ricky Starks, aren't you?
Doing me.
Ricochet.
Oh, okay, I enjoy the song. Fine, whatever. But yes, so this is the new Stream Punk Combat channel. You may recognize us from Stream Punk Cinema, Tales from the Film Set, our movie reviews, whatever you have there. This is our new venture into the sports realm, the more bloody, gutty kind of sports realm, not your typical soccer, basketball, football nonsense. No. We like big, meaty men slapping meat here, and that's perfectly okay. So, just so you all know, this is going to be a weekly broadcast. We'll be trying to do this Wednesdays or Thursdays around this time. We will be talking about AEW Dynamite once it ends at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But in the meantime, for our initial, I guess, premiere? Yeah, this would be a premiere. We are talking the titles. They're all over wrestling. They're all over men's, women's competition. Probably have more significance now than they have in previous years in many companies. And this past week, we have had quite a bit of, shall we say, shakeup in the world of wrestling as far as who has a title and who doesn't. Just last night, this Mishigosh happened.
Yes. Who would have
Yeah.
thought? Who would have thought?
Honestly, I'm fine with it.
Mysterio winning.
I'm quite fine with it. It's like
The NXT.
he's been doing great. It's like he has been fulfilling the role of a fantastic heel. Because he is a character that you just want to hate.
Is
I had to put it as really because I was like, I don't know how to feel about this.
I am actually, like I said, I am fine with it because it's like let's look back to WrestleMania, how the storyline with him and Rey Mysterio pretty like where they were at, and a trait that I've found for good heels is that they can lose and still pull themselves up to be relevant. So it's like yeah, think of the $1 Million Man. He lost all the time, but he was still a mainstay in just being a heel and just being on the show all the time, in essentially just being in each show and being relevant. That is a good trait for a heel to have. It's not like this guy loses and then he disappears for 6 months. No, he's still there. And with Ripley and everyone, honestly, I find this storyline to be more entertaining than the Bloodline, in my opinion.
See, here's the problem I have with this. Okay, on the one hand, yes, I understand what you're saying. Dom's got all the heat in the world. He barely has to do anything, and he still gets booed. All he has to do is pretty much show up, try to talk, and everyone takes him down. Thankfully, he's got people like Damien and Finn to go ahead and carry the mic. Because even I don't even know if necessarily Dom has much mic skills other than looking like a wet, premature Eddie Guerrero all the time.
Well, he is Eddie's son, right?
But my whole issue with this isn't so much the cacophony of screw jobs that they tried to put over to get him a belt. let alone a belt on NXT in order to try to like make NXT a surviving third brand as opposed to developmental. I just kind of feel like, why do this to Wes Lee? Because Wes Lee is one of the few fantastic things, one of the few consistent things that has been great about NXT since they've done the whole 2.0 and let's be a little bit more old school goofy with the things. Wes Lee has been possibly the best North American champion that they've had since they started the belt. And he's taken on all comers. He's proven his ilk with all of his great high flying maneuvering. And then to just kind of like screw him over with Rhea Ripley hitting him with her belt, and then Dom just kind of like sluggishly rolling over on top of him. It's like, if it wasn't Wes Lee, I probably wouldn't be upset, but I am upset for Wes. Now, whether or not this means he is going to be moving up to the main roster anytime soon, or, you know, if he's going to have any kind of a program with the Judgment Day going forward, I don't know. But I do hope that they are not going ahead and getting rid of a fantastic talent who had to pull himself from his bootstraps after his tag partner kind of screwed the pooch and put him into obscurity, just for the quick buzz of this troll getting this belt.
Is he that bad of a troll compared to Logan Paul?
I think the
being
thing
a
with
troll?
Logan, there's a difference. There is a difference. I would say the difference being that if you're going to go ahead and have somebody like Logan Paul do his thing, people already naturally had an issue with Logan Paul. People already hated Logan Paul. So that kind of heat, it was like automatic. You just look at his face and it was like, ugh. Dom's heat is different because we grew up with Dominic Mysterio. We saw him as a little child being torn between Ray and Eddie for parental ownership. We saw him we saw him start off as a wrestler working with his father, and then obviously the whole switch came over where he's like, oh, I want to be a man myself, and now I'm actually getting laid, so now I can be rebellious.
Dom
Screw
became
that.
a sub.
No, that leaves a worse taste in our mouths for sure, because we tried to gleam on the Dom. We wanted to like him. And then he just pretty much threw it back in our faces. So yeah, I would say he's worse than Logan Paul because at one point he did have our heartstrings.
It's a different type of attachment.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It is a different
Okay,
type of
he
attachment.
basically said what I went on a tirade about it in like one sentence, but still.
Yes. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's like the evolution, like this is character development. This is character evolution. This is growth. Whether be for face or heel, it's a lot of character growth. And yeah, he still needs to get better on the mic, but that'll hopefully happen in time if he's allowed to. But he's also surrounded by some really good wrestlers.
Right.
Like Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley are probably two of my favorites.
What, no love for Mr. Money in the Bank?
Not as much as say like Finn Balor. Not.
Okay.
I'm a Finn Balor fan for like a long time. I even have a photo with him, so I'm quite happy about that.
Fair enough.
Yep.
What I probably would say is, I get why they're doing this for NXT purposes in order to add relevancy to the brand.
But the brand is already relevant. It's beaten.
Is it though?
Yes.
Is it?
Is it?
Is it really?
Yeah, because think about it. Like, some of their wrestlers are way better than the ones that's on the main roster.
Yes, but because of the weird airing time that it has, considering it's a Tuesday, most people probably don't follow it as much as Raw or SmackDown. It is officially the third brand, whether you want to call it that or not. And it's silly in comparison. I know that's saying something considering what we've gotten in Raw and SmackDown over the years, but NXT has become the home of the Schism, of Chase U.
I like Chase U.
Scripts alone.
Well, ever since they got rid of the paint by numbers color splatter brand, ever since they kind of went back to their previous like color scheme branding, NXT has gotten better again.
Yes, but it's also become now a battleground between what Triple H wants to keep and what Shawn Michaels probably has to still listen to Vince about.
Ever since he got back, of course. No, it's like I've had a hard time watching.
It's been very
WWE.
teetery, especially in the last few weeks when you've had like these main stage players like the Judgment Day, like Seth Rollins, coming down to NXT in order to add relevancy to some of the wrestlers and some of the storylines.
Yes and no. It's like it really depends on the storyline.
Right.
Like I said, with Judgment Day, it's like that can work because they have the ability to make whatever show they're on feel better. Now, if say like the Bloodline went to NXT, it will probably be a stink fest
Right.
because it's just because of who they are working with. The Judgment Day has people that can work with either inexperienced or different styles, not necessarily the cookie cutter WWE match style that you see on like the main shows of like Raw and SmackDown. NXT still has that little has something to call their own in terms of like just the styles involved. When it became the color splatter NXT, that felt like more cookie cutter nonsense.
Right.
Right, but you
So
also could make the argument that considering the night before, Judgment Day pretty much got their asses swiped by Zayn
it's
and Owens and
different bookings.
Liv Morgan.
Different bookings.
Different bookings, but if
But
you're a casual player,
think of it this way. It's like it's the difference between shows. It's honestly it's like the same overall universe, but you're talking to being like the jobbers of Vince's main stars compared to even if you're jobbing to Vince's stars, you're still considered better than the people in NXT because you've been around longer, you have the experience. It's kind of
right,
like
but that's what I'm saying. Like by
yeah.
basically saying that NXT is circumstantially a lesser product because you win a belt on NXT, but you can't win a match on
It's
Raw.
only the only person who would consider NXT a lesser product is Vince.
Yes, and we still have to worry about him.
Yeah, we do until he kicks the bucket.
But yeah, this shocked everybody, and for better or worse, we'll see how long the title reign goes on.
And you know you'll definitely see the title getting some exposure on the other shows, and it gives them another a storyline to work with. And you know what, that's fine with me.
Right.
It works. Now all we need is Finn and Mr. Money in the Bank getting the tag titles, and you got yourself a faction of gold.
We'll see about that.
Right.
I am still somewhat tepid.
Yeah.
Now, outside of this travesty.
Sorry, I got.
Let's see.
There
was also this change up in this past week too,
which I was shocked.
Yes.
I don't know if I would never say the word shocked, but
I was more shocked at this.
More,
I was
pleasantly surprised.
I was more shocked at this than I was with Dom getting something.
Correct.
I wasn't because, again, circumstantially, I mean, mind you, were Morgan and what's her last name? Is it Rodriguez? Because she was something else in NXT.
Raquel? No.
Raquel.
Yeah. Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know she had a different last name.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, were they not having like the injury issues that they constantly are having back and forth? They might have stayed tag belt champions, considering they just got it off of
Ronda and Shayna.
Ronda and Shayla, yeah, and that storyline is still going on. They still haven't resolved those two. But as far as like these two are concerned, like I want to be all about this. I want to be like, okay, the women's tag belts have pretty much gone through. Let's call it
a metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis can work.
Yes. I mean, when we compare it to how they were being treated like a year or so ago, back when Naomi and Shotzer Banks had them, and they were getting like no airtime, no credit, no nothing.
Right.
Yep.
To what they are now, even if you do have a bit of a joke team like Sonya Deville and Chelsea Green, it's still noteworthy now. It's not like it's being hot potatoed around just because of injury. You actually are now putting it on a legitimate team that has charisma to it. I don't know what it is about Green and DeVille. I don't know if it's because of their time in the Performance Center coming up, but I like them.
I can definitely see something good coming out of it for sure.
Yeah.
Just gotta hope it's booked well.
Right.
Well, I mean, that's always going to be the issue when it comes to like the women's tag team belt. It's like, who can you work with? Who do you have to work with? And
what's her name?
That's true. You might get individuals, but the thing is, there isn't too many like women's tag teams. It's like it's like you're just gonna be facing like the same people again.
Not
And
really.
I am interested to see who they put together to challenge them.
Katani Chance.
Katana
Chance.
Yeah,
and,
Katana.
Yeah, or Katie Catzantano or Cazzarato or Cappuccino.
Hey, she's a Jersey native, just like Sonya Deville. It's a Jersey.
I know, but I prefer Sonya because she came
There's
out
a lot
like,
of jerseys in here.
Yeah, and even Liv Morgan,
really is.
Jersey.
I was gonna say,
I know.
women's
Yes,
wrestling,
we are
there's a
trying
lot
to
of
Jersey
Jersey
rep
people.
as much as we can, but
But
I'll take Liv over Katie any day. All right, Liv is at the top of my Jersey list.
Well, of course.
Then Sonya.
Well,
Katie is more or less down somewhere around like Diamond Dallas Page.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
What?
Wow.
I'm sorry. Caden Carter is pulling the weight in that duo, as far as I'm concerned. Oh, don't you start now.
I'll let Day go on this one.
Wait for it. Wait. That is low. Exactly, Tyler.
Thank you, Tyler. Thank you.
Whatever, Tyler.
Whatever.
No, here's the thing. Like, I'm sure that now that you have a little bit of a joke team, which you have to consider Green and DeVille a bit of a joke team, mostly because of Green. You know, it's kind of like that whole Al Snow mixed with the Lethal Weapon tagging. You know, it's like you've got one serious competitor who can like rock around, and then you have the other one who's just going to be like eating a lot of the hits, but she's going to sell it well enough where it's going to be funny. That's the dynamic, and it's not a bad dynamic. My whole thing is, hopefully they're not just going to stick to Raw and SmackDown, because I'm sure you can create some good teams off the NXT women as well. And considering how stacked both rosters on Raw and SmackDown are, there's not a guarantee that those women will get pushed up kind of in the same way that Carter and Chance were.
Right.
So hopefully they get to make the rounds and just go wherever they want to.
Would be nice.
But
yeah, like I said before, it really depends on the booking and who they be put against. Because it's like they could just end up doing a rematch, of course.
Yeah.
But it's like you can't really. It's like, yeah, you'll have that one rematch. Will they keep the titles on that? I don't know. They might just ping pong the titles back and forth. Who knows?
Well, but let me put it to you like this. Considering like Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, they're on the out, so that's not a tag team anymore. Because of Raquel's injury, you know, Liv Morgan's probably going solo, probably going after Rhea Ripley
exactly,
for SummerSlam time. Mm-hmm. What team in all of WWE, could you see taking it off of them anytime soon?
I was gonna say have something involved with Bailey, but she's hurt,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. Which is really unfortunate because she's a favorite of mine.
Well, plus, I don't
Unfortunately,
know if I
there's
would
no.
necessarily push Bailey anyway because I want Io Sky to be more of a thing. Now,
Yes.
once
You could have Io tag with someone, but
right, but who? Dakota Kai when she comes back?
yeah, it's like you don't really have anyone right now. Asuka's
Exactly.
a solo. Asuka's solo. It's like the women's divisions in wrestling. It feels like it's almost all solo performers who. It's like yeah, you might be able to duct tape a couple of them together to pop in as a team just to have a challenger, but it's like you can count the number of like viable tag teams on like one hand.
Right.
Yeah, Tyler, just to follow up on that point, I don't know if there are 5 women's tag teams specifically.
And that's my point. That's why that's why the women's tag division, it's like you could only do so much unless you really start establishing more women's tag teams.
Right, which you have to do in time. You have to work them up. Don't
exactly.
Just throw 2 singles competitors together and be like, "Oh, they're a tag team now."
Or have groups be part of factions. Like it's like Judgment Day. The only woman in Judgment Day is Ripley.
Yeah.
So you can't really bring in another person unless you literally do a storyline arc bringing someone in first, which that'll take time. So we don't know what's going to happen in the meantime, aside from maybe just aside from stapling together 2 other women just to have a challenger until they can storyline in another established tag team.
Right. So
otherwise you're just going to bounce it back and forth.
Exactly. All the more reason to have it on a joke team like this, because they'll be able to do more behind the curtain, more vignettes, more shoots, more storyline stuff outside of the ring than they probably could do inside the ring. These are 2 women that have the mic work to do so.
Right.
Especially Green. More so than DeVille, because I think a lot of people maybe got a little soured on DeVille back when she was like trying to vie for GM ship.
Right.
But now that that's all over, yes, it's a perfect odd couple pairing. Now, speaking of women's champions, we definitely do want to get to this, only because since we did talk about how the women's tag team division has changed from a year ago, back when one former person was in charge of that belt.
Right.
No, playing against the horse. There we go. Yes. Naomi, Trinity Fatu, is now your Impact Knockout Women's Champion. This happened back during Slammiversary.
She's definitely good to put a title on. Absolutely. Right. I think she'll do quite. She has been doing a great job so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, a great match against Deonna Purrazzo, who was the current holder.
Yep.
Right. And I like this. I really do like this. I like the idea that Trinity, she's like Sasha Banks when she went over to New Japan Pro Wrestling. Even if it's a brand that a lot of the typical American doesn't follow, it's still
relevant
wrestling in general, showing that we recognize her talent, we recognize what she brings to any ring, and absolutely, we're going to run with that.
Right.
Yeah, she's honestly, she should have. Yeah, another Jersey native. She should have. Yeah. This is what.
Wait, whoa! Who's another Jersey native?
Trinity.
Wait, she is.
I thought so. Let me look it up. But,
yeah, while you're looking, I'll look it up.
You'll look it up. I'll continue on before my train of thought decides to. This is what should have happened with her more often in the WWE.
Correct.
Without question. But no, we had to give Charlotte another run or something because of course we did. So no, she is definitely qualified and capable of being the top of a women's division. Without question.
Okay, yeah, she's definitely not Jersey.
Yeah, that's why I was like, huh?
Yeah, no, she's a Florida girl.
Kind of figured.
Sanford. Let's see,
former dancer about Leo
Orlando
Rush,
Magic.
But yeah, it's like I said, good move by Impact, and I hope they do. I hope they do well with this.
Yeah,
right.
I hope they book this well.
Now, on the same program, we also did get Leo Rush becoming the new X Division champion, which I would say in a little bit of a heel turn for him, sure. Which, I don't know. Leo Rush has always had like heel energy, regardless of when I watch him or where he is.
Right.
But to go ahead and like beat up Chris Sabin prior to the match and just like mollywop him pretty much all throughout. Again, Leo Rush is another one that I would say, especially if you're someone who's followed his drama with AEW, he hasn't necessarily gotten the credit that I think a lot of people would say he well deserves.
Right.
And so because of that, I do find it interesting that they're going ahead and putting a title on him like that. Only because X Division is probably the most prominent belt that Impact has. So to go ahead and give it to somebody who, I don't want to say causes drama, but he is certainly outspoken regardless of who he works for.
Right.
So is this a good play or a bad play? Whereas I don't see anything wrong with Trinity getting it.
It's certainly a play with Leo.
Yeah.
It might be a way to help him. Maybe I don't know what really went on more behind the scenes, but maybe they're trying to help him get back
into relevancy.
There you go. That's the word. I couldn't think of the word. And I hope it goes well for him because he was grossly misused in WWE.
Right.
By the way, just quick side mark. You were half right on your Jersey thing. You were probably thinking Deonna Purrazzo is from Jersey.
Yep. Yeah. Tyler did say not her opponent.
Yeah, she's from Livingston.
Yep.
But she lost, so
flipped.
But yeah, back to Leo.
No, she's not from. No. I take that. No, she's not from Livingston.
I think she was born in Livingston, but she's billed from elsewhere.
She was from, but she was like she lived in Nutley, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so did Balls Mahoney. But
hey!
I don't hey me. I've drunk with Balls Mahoney. All right? I've had him take a trash can lid and smash it over his head, and then give it back to me so I could use it as a Halloween prop. All right.
Nice.
Wow.
I actually showed off for him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, pretty good, guy, pretty good."
All right.
And that was when I was dressed like a bridge troll. So
nice.
I have a very checkered history. Anyway, so you were saying about Leo.
Go ahead, Day.
All right, so pretty much Leo, for all those who are already watching the show and got a little bit of history, if not, but here's a refresher. Leo used to be a well-known independent wrestler that became mainstream and then decides to go to WWE and became even more mainstream than mainstreamer. Sorry, even more mainstream.
That sounds like a Twitch account, mainstreamer.
But some bad, I don't know, some crazy stuff happened in this world called WWE. And Leo Rush is no more working with WWE. Then he started jumping to different ships. going in and out. And then he talked about retirement. And now all of a sudden he's back. And he has the X Division title.
Yeah, it's like, whether it's been injury stuff or retirement stuff or personal stuff, it's like so much of his own personal well-being just really blends into whatever character, whatever brand he goes into. So it's kind of like, I don't want to say Lio Rush isn't reliable, but it does make me question why even later in his career you're going to go ahead and put a title on him like this.
Well, I guess certain things happen behind the scenes and they decided to put it on him, but they put some stipulations.
Well, again, with any kind of like anytime someone wins a championship, it's never so much that they won the championship. You also have to wonder how long they're going to keep it. X Division has been known to be a little like, hot potato sometimes. So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he only has it until Impact's next pay-per-view. But I don't know. I mean, considering they've already got like some good talent coming back to Impact. We just saw Eric Young return. Nice little Team Canada revival. Which
Team Canada.
Where's Petey Williams? That's what kills me. Where's the Canadian Destroyer himself? But and then we also had Josh Alexander come back. Hopefully he'll be going back for the Impact Championship. Even though I'm not exactly mad about Alex Shelley holding it. But
it was about time. So
yeah, so between like these
guys, I just want to interrupt. There is breaking news from the AEW side.
Okay. What is it? Hold on. Let's click back here. No!
Yes, ladies and gentlemen. Golden Elite won over the Blackpool
Combat Club.
Blackpool Combat Club.
Yep.
Wow. I really thought they were going to go
that
ahead
one,
and Blood and Guts.
Yeah, but
even brought back Pac.
Yes, they did.
Pac wasn't effective?
Nope. I think he walked out on him.
What?
Yeah, I looked over and someone was leaving the arena, and I didn't see, so I think he exited and meandered off there. But it's like I had it in the corner of my eye the entire show so far, and yeah, basically Moxley had the blood face pretty much the entire fight.
Moxley always has blood face.
He walks to the ring. He walks to the ring in a crimson mask.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of like the gas mask he wore in WWE, you might as well just give him like a big old like Malachi Black sort of like headdress thing. It's like
he should wear a cane mask because it'll look the same.
Put some barbed wire around it. Give
barbed
it
wire cane mask.
Yeah, exactly. But
the Golden Lovers are returned.
BCC lost. Ooh.
Yep, BCC lost. It is shocking. But they pulled off. There was a couple results tonight at for AEW that I was kind of shocked with. Like if you want to go to a different match right now, the first match the result shocked me. They took Hook lost.
Wait, who he lost to?
He lost to Perry.
Yep, Jack Perry.
No more Jungle Boy.
Stop.
No.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah, a video of Jack Perry burying his old persona in the desert. That's what it started with.
So
I thought he buried it in the trunk of that SUV he's always in.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah. Hook lost to Perry, and he got drilled with the belt when the ref was out cold, and Perry makes the cover and gets the win. Yep.
I mean, I kind of feel like you have to do that, especially since the whole reason for this heel turn of Jack Perry was because he was losing. So, if he's not winning as a heel, then what's the point of the switch?
Well, he needs to get. Well, yeah. If you're doing a role change, you need to at least get some early momentum just to make yourself viable. So that's, yeah, as you said, that's the whole point of the change. So yeah, no, this, I think it was. I surprised with the move? Yes, because I thought he would rack up some wins. He's like, he'd lose the title match, but then he'd rack up some wins and then win it later. But no, they had him win right away. And you know what? I think that can work. He's very, very unlikable right now. So I think, like, kind of like with Dom. It's like they're both very unlikable characters. And you know what? That could be done. That if they storyline it well, if they book it well, this could be a nice bad guy run.
Wait. So you saying Jack Perry and Dom are equal?
No, God, no.
No. I'm making us. I'm saying it's similar. I'm not saying that he is that.
Because let me tell you something. Jack Perry is more better as a face than a heel.
Whoa.
And I'm calling it. Jack Perry is better as a face than a heel.
Well, we will find out.
Yeah,
for sure.
Here's my issue with face Jack Perry.
Face Perry.
Yeah, here's my problem with face Perry.
Oh yeah, there goes Hook's undefeated streak is down.
Yeah, his mic skill. Yep. Mm-hmm. And that's I'm sure Taz isn't happy about that, but then again, you weren't doing much with Hook to begin with, so I mean,
Angry
you have
Taz
to have like a break in the armor at some point.
Yeah.
But my issue with face Perry, his mic skills are dull.
That's what I'm saying. I'm thinking that his heel run could help with that. So we'll see where it goes, and hopefully he goes well. Hopefully this change will be good for his character, and we will see that character evolution. We will see that skill improvement. We will see a better overall Jack Perry than what we have seen.
As long as he stays quiet and is still able to work moves, yes, fine. That's the thing.
Should he get a manager who can talk?
He was better when he couldn't talk, when he was simply Jungle Boy along with like Luchasaurus as part of Jurassic Express. More so than trying to be like
faction.
Yeah, more so than trying to be like one of the pillars of AEW, and it's like he is the weakest pillar.
Who?
Jack Perry. Jack Perry is without a doubt the weakest pillar.
For now. That's why I'm saying I hope that they can book this well, and that he can actually evolve. Like he will evolve. He will improve. So he wasn't going anywhere as Jungle Boy. At least not anymore. Once they broke up Jurassic Express, he was stagnant.
Right, but now that they've turned both members heel, is there not a possibility of Jurassic Express getting back together?
The Cretaceous Express?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or make it the Triassic Express.
Triassic.
But where you have Christian in it too.
There you go. Well, let me go. Jurassic Express was what I love that tag team because it was fun. It was very fun. But
it was a great balancing act.
Yes, absolutely. So, do I think that they'll come back together? No. Are they both heels? Sure. They might end up facing each other in a double heel match, or they might not, or they might just steer clear of each other because that storyline's done. But
or if they do join forces, it's just for a moment.
Or it's like they'll hype it up and then they'll swerve somehow.
Yeah.
But right now I think a change was needed, and they put the belt on him right away. So we'll see where it goes, and hopefully he shows some evolution. If not, if not, have him lose and take the belt off.
All right. Now, I don't know what else you guys may have seen in regards to Dynamite tonight, but I do know one thing we were supposed to get at the end of tonight was supposed to be who was going to be the one to challenge Claudio Castagnoli for his Ring of Honor World Heavyweight Championship. Mind you, this Friday in Trenton, New Jersey. Because it was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be Mark, wasn't it? Mark Briscoe?
I think
But
that's
then he got injured?
Yeah. So I'm not really sure who they're going to be going with now.
Well, they did say it was supposed to be after Dynamite concluded. You'd find out who it was. Considering how things have sounded, if you're telling me that Pac went ahead and actually just dropped everybody and left,
I think he did. Well, he did. Well, he didn't drop anyone. He just basically.
Well, no, he dropped the match. He was like,
yeah,
okay, I'm not bothering.
Exactly. Yeah. He was basically.
Yeah. So if that's the case, I would not be upset if it's Pac versus Claudio.
That could certainly be it. And yeah, no, I agree. That could be a great match. It not could be a great match. That will be a great match.
Right. Well, I'm also thinking that considering you're also going to have the Lucha Bros on the same show, doing a Fatal 4-Way for their Ring of Honor tag team belts. So, I mean, if you're going to have the Lucha Bros, which you don't often see in AEW as much anymore because of that, then yes, you get the whole Death Triangle back together.
Mm-hmm. Okay. That that could absolutely be a. I know the what's it called, the in the wrestling community will be quite excited about it, and that should get some butts in the seats, as it were. But no, if that is the matchup, I will.
Of course you do, Tyler. Damn it.
Nice. But yeah, so no, that you get me all hyped up for it already.
Well, yeah, because you're the one that's closest to Trenton, so if any of us is going to go, it's going to be you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I can't go, but yeah. It is what it is.
Just go and hang out in the parking lot, tailgate while the thing's going on.
Yeah, I'll yell at him outside the building.
When does that not happen in Trenton? Come on, you're good. You're golden.
Should I just drive a tank into the parking lot?
If you have access.
If I have a tank, yeah.
Technically, WWE didn't even have a tank. They had a
grab
Jeep.
Shotzi's tank.
They had a Jeep with a barrel on the back. All right, they couldn't afford a tank.
Yeah, no, I'll borrow Shotzi's old tank.
Yeah.
Oh God, I love that little tank.
That was great.
I do.
Like the power, breaking out the Power Wheels tank. It's like
I'm hoping she comes back with it after the whole head shave thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But was there anything else from Dynamite tonight, guys?
Oh yeah. There one. It's like there were a couple other matches. There was the Britt Baker versus Kayla Sparks, which you kind of you know what's going to happen there. That one was pretty much
Britt Baker.
It was a Britt Baker fisherman neck breaker with lockjaw and done. It was really, really quick. But the match that the other really good there were like three out of the 4 matches that were like really good. But like the other really good match, MJF and Adam Cole versus Sammy Guevara and Daniel Garcia.
That was a good.
That was a fantastic match.
Who won that?
They had spots. They had action.
It had dancing.
It had dancing. Yes, it did. It had dancing, and it had MJF hitting a suicide dive.
Ew.
Yeah, but he did, and it got a lot of pop.
Yeah.
My God. And then, suicide dive, followed by a Panama Sunrise to Garcia, and then just a double clothesline for the win.
And
it had everything you wanted in a tag team match.
Okay, the one guy I do not like.
What don't you like?
You know I don't like MJF.
Okay, but you have to understand, like, they've been doing this thing lately with Adam Cole where they're trying to show, like, a softer side.
The chemistry is pretty good. Like, I enjoy the back and forth. Have
Yeah, I
you
know, Tyler, you
seen
still
have
have
you
more money
seen
than I do.
the have you seen the video game commercial with
Yeah.
Adam Cole and MJF?
Yeah. But here's the other kicker. I'm going to see MJF at New York Comic Con.
Oh boy, does he know you exist?
Yes,
He will.
he does.
Oh boy,
Because
record it.
here's the issue. Me and him had a run in 2021.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. What do you mean by run in?
Okay. So for those of you that missed a couple of years back of the Tales from the Film Set. No, Geekcaster. I apologize. It was Geekcaster. So I was minding my own business.
Oh, I love when stories start like that.
I wasn't saying nothing to him. I walked away. I looked around. I hear this voice saying, "Who are you looking at?" And I'm looking like, who? What's going on? Yeah, you. Why are you looking at me?
Why were you looking at him?
I wasn't until he got loud.
What'd you
Did you
do?
get up and did you get right to his face and just
I was like,
stare?
no.
Oh yeah, that's not creepy from a white guy with a mustache.
Says a white guy with a mustache.
Goatee. I have a goatee.
All right. So I did.
See, it's not as creepy without the mustache showing.
Yeah. So
Yeah, there we go. There. You got to have that soup strainer on the screen.
So I decided, since he wanted to get all boisterous, to morale me, out of all people, I went up to the table and stuck my middle finger at him and walked away.
Ooh. Cruel.
Based upon that, just following up to Tyler, since this is like the big storyline on Dynamite now, aside from whatever's going on with the Elite and the BCC,
Yeah.
You have to expect that MJF's going to be the one to turn, right?
Yes and no. But the thing is, it could be set up that either one could turn.
Right.
Because you would expect it to be MJF. But
what
Adam Cole, baby, it could also
flip the script.
has it in him to be the heel and flip the script, as it were.
Or
but then again, that would make MJF look like the good guy.
Yeah.
And that may not work for him. Even though him as a face is like it's like trying to think of a good comparison of someone who is a lot better as a heel.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
No, the thing is, Austin
MJF
Austin can work well as a face. Austin could work really well as a face or a heel. Same thing with The Rock. I'm trying to think of someone who works really well as a heel, but when they try to make him a face, he's like not nearly as good.
Oh, let me put you in movie terms.
I got The Miz.
No.
There you go. No, that could work.
Well, no, because even The Miz can be like facey, and even when he's heely, he's still entertaining.
Smarmy.
But
Smarmy.
Yeah, smarmy, yes. To me, MJF as a face is kind of like what they did with MODOK in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Okay.
It's like
or Loki.
You're trying to make a character seem empathetic. But otherwise, just look at him. He's not empathetic. You can't. Not going to get around that. He's just a
not with MJF.
Head. You know,
head, then he got body. All that head, then he got body. All that head, then he got body. I could not stop laughing because all that head, then he got body.
But yeah, it's like Adam Cole. Adam Cole can work great as both a face or a heel.
Yeah.
MJF, while phenomenal as a heel, I don't think he's nearly as good as a face in comparison, just because of how his character is.
But
He is a character who you love to hate.
But here's the other counter to this. I could see someone, but not them two, why not stirring the pot?
FTR?
No.
Well, that's who they're going to be facing. Next,
Are you talking about a certain singles individual?
Yeah.
Are you talking about a certain singles individual who just last week capped off an incredible win and is now the new Owen Hart Foundation male champion?
No.
Okay, because I was trying to segue into this other picture that I had, so.
Ricky Sparks, baby. Ricky
Yes,
Bobby.
here's the thing.
Ricky Bobby.
Regardless of whichever one goes heel or turns or whatever, you still have more of a wealth of potential faces to go up against MJF as the champion. Ricky
Yes.
Bobby over here, as Day likes to call him, is the most recent. And rightfully so, I would say. I was surprised with the win over CM Punk. Although even CM Punk has been divisive as of late. Some towns love him, some towns hate him. But Ricky being in the same position that Cole was last year when he won the Owen Hart with his wife, girlfriend, whatever, Britt, that says something. That like basically the Owen Hart thing is AEW's Money in the Bank.
Right.
All right, you have to put these people on plateaus now. You just can't say, "Oh, we did this tournament. You got this special pink belt. Goodbye to you." No, this has put Ricky Starks in championship contention, and rightfully so. I would say he is definitely one of those guys that has been around since the inception of AEW. And if you've already gone through the pillars, going up against MJF. I would say if anyone is going to take the belt off of MJF, it has to be an AEW original.
Okay. I agree.
Okay.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. You made some good points there.
Yeah.
It's like I rarely hear that in my life. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Should we get Scott on here to refute you? Or
no, God, no.
Quick, get Rob on the phone. He'll refute you.
Yeah.
Shut up. But yeah. So just a segue from Dynamite over to this. We'll get back to Dynamite if anything else comes up from that. But we also had Willow Nightingale win the Owen Hart for the women's end, beating Ruby Soho.
She hugged me.
Who, Willow?
Yeah, she did.
When?
Remember that day I told you I got the tickets?
Oh, when I went to see the show with you?
I went to the other show before that. Remember that Friday and the Saturday you went?
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. You had both. Right.
She hugged me and I never let go.
I mean, you had to have let go because you're not in that picture.
I know. But in my mind, I never let go.
In the mind, he's still there. We got to Photoshop you clinging onto her leg or something.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, stop.
Yeah.
But no, I like this. I like that they're actually pushing Willow. I like that they're pushing someone outside the norm, let's say. They really haven't done anything like this since Nyla Rose. And, Nyla Rose being the beast that she is, this is like a more charismatic Nyla Rose. I mean, I love what Nyla does, but let's face it, she does have a little bit of like a colder exterior, not something that a lot of people are going to like cling on to.
Right.
Nyla has like the best of both worlds here.
Not Nyla. You talking about?
I mean, Nyla, not
Willow.
Willow. But yeah, I do really enjoy like these two people winning because this shows that they're not necessarily sticking with like who's necessarily popular outside of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
They're simply going for like who are the people that we can work with and who we can build upon.
Correct.
I generally like moves like that. Of mixing things up a bit. It prevents stagnation and it can keep things at least a little bit fresh for a time. Because having the same result get match after match after show after show after show gets old. Even if you like the guy, there needs to be like some variety. You can't just have the same person winning every single thing for years on end.
Right. Like I'm like my favorite wrestler in AEW is Orange Cassidy.
Freshly squeezed.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Punk man myself. I'm never gonna. You can't tell me not.
I haven't really seen my my favorite in a little bit, so.
Always been a Punk fan, but if I had to give it to a new delete.
I mean, Matt's been around, but it's more like they've been using Matt to help get Jeff some notoriety,
which is fine.
Yeah.
It just then again that kind of feels like the same old thing again because it's like I remember them doing that in the past, and then Jeff gets arrested.
Right.
It's like
right, and that's when Matt
go.
will come out to shine, and he'll go a little crazy because he has to.
But the thing is,
it's like to get Jeff out of jail, and that's when he comes insane again because he's losing.
Yeah, but the thing is, his best stuff was when both of them are around, but when it's Jeff supporting Matt, that's when I think that they've done their best work. Like right. Broken Matt with the extended family, having him facing off against Jeff, and then triumphing over him and got Brother Nero out of it. That I think was like the pinnacle of
that's something that I always found like a little bit funny. It's like they always call Jeff Hardy the charismatic enigma. Outside of wearing the paint, what charisma does he have?
I honestly, I think Matt's better in pretty much all aspects except maybe high flying.
Yeah.
But there you go. I was like,
I'm just going through the paces. I'm still learning.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's like I don't know, like I said, I think their pinnacle was when both of them were around and Jeff was more of a supporting character to Matt's universe.
Right.
I think that was their best work since their time as the Hardys in WWE.
Correct.
Fair. But yeah, I mean, I think also the thing is with Matt Hardy, you don't want to go too crazy with like his wacky stuff.
Right.
I love the wacky stuff.
Yes, and it played well back when you...
It's because, everyone else is all super serious, angry-faced forever. It's like, this was something different. It was unique.
Yes, but AEW does try to depart itself away from things like, NXT and WWE and the fact that there isn't too much gimmick. It's more about the actual
I don't even mind the gimmick.
It's more about the charisma that they can do on their own rather than necessarily playing a character.
Can I stop you? Can I stop you for right there? Yes. Yeah.
No. Sorry. Hold on.
Delete.
Yes.
Chair of wheels.
Do I
have my dear Dave Boosie?
Why do I feel like you're trying to pull off a Paul Bear?
Because that's basically what it is. Anytime you get into like supernatural psychopath, it's essentially the same thing. And mind you, if I wanted to do Paul Bearer, it'd be a much higher pitch. It's like, oh yes, oh my goodness. It's like someone's grabbing my balls. It's like there's only so much you can take from that. I think the most AEW should be doing is what they're doing probably with the Kings of the Black Throne, the House of Black.
Oh yeah, House of well, they had stuff with Dark Order.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah,
so
but
yes,
that was
Dark
back when
Order,
they
House
had
of Black.
Brody Lee.
Yes, but it's like the thing is, it's like you need both. It's like you can't just have an entire. It's like you can't just have an entire company. It's like you can't
Well,
have
yeah,
an entire company
Tyler, that's
being
where he
all
started it.
serious, nor can you have an entire company being all gimmick. You need that variety, because otherwise, it's just like okay, it's just another flavor of it's just another side of the same coin. It's like you need that variety, and that's what I think Matt Hardy and his Mattiverse or Hardyverse or whatever is very useful, because they can bring it in whenever they need to, if they need like a storyline change and whatnot. So it's like yeah, I think it's definitely a good thing to have, because you can't just have everyone acting like I'm super strong, serious, angry, tough guy.
Right. You
Right,
need a
and
little
I think
crazy.
That's the other reason why I like Jurassic Express, because it was a gimmick, but it was unique and it was enjoyable. It was entertaining to watch. That's why I like Orange Cassidy, because that's his gimmick is he doesn't he's not super serious. He is the opposite of super serious. He doesn't care. So
right,
it's
and
like
there aren't
it stands
gimmicky
out.
things that you can do that aren't supernatural. That doesn't take you out of the realm of possibility.
You do need some supernatural though.
Yeah.
You
Well, then
can't
you
have
get that
everyone
with
being
House of Black.
supernatural, of course.
You
You
already
need
have it with House of Black. Why are you going to have two different supernatural entities on the same shows?
Mm.
I mean, I would say between House of Black, QT Marshall, and now this whole little rap battle that's going on between them and the Acclaimed. Like, there's enough funny stuff going on to balance out the seriousness.
Going on Tyler's comment, didn't he do the same gimmick for Impact? I think that was more big money, Matt.
Well, he started it in Impact.
Yes, he started it. Yes.
Yeah, that's when Broken Matt actually happened.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And then then that's when it became big. Absolutely. And then he went back to WWE with Jeff, ended up becoming Woken Matt, which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah.
It just it it wasn't booked well, of course,
Right.
because Vince doesn't know how to book crap for that.
Well, yeah, basically no supernatural stuff outside of the Undertaker seems to work in WWE.
It's
Like,
well,
look,
because no one knows how to book it.
oh,
Or Vince has far too much executive meddling for it to work.
I think they've just gone beyond it. It's like Kane's not around anymore, Undertaker's not around anymore. Whatever they're doing with Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy,
They botched
obviously,
Bray Wyatt hard.
I mean, we know
Same thing with
he's
Finn Balor.
sick for whatever reason. We don't know what it is, but obviously they haven't kept that up. Then they probably had Alexa Bliss if they needed to fall back on somebody, but she's going to be out because she's pregnant. So what? Are you going to put a spooky mask on LA Knight now? No, you're not going to do that.
They'll put the spooky mask on Dom.
He already has a spooky mask. It's called his face.
Ouch.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's like if anything, I don't see Dom wearing a mask only because Ray does wear a mask.
No. He'll wear a mask. It just happens to have something covering his mouth.
Wow.
I mean, whatever works. Sure. I mean,
But Dom became a sub.
he wants to be a disease. Go ahead and put him in like a face mask. Make him all quarantine. Put him in a straitjacket. Do whatever.
Give him a mankind mask.
No. Well, not the Mankind mask, but the Hannibal Lecter mask.
Phantom of the Opera mask.
Put him in whatever was left over from Edge back when.
Yeah, you're right. The Hannibal Lecter mask for when he was in prison.
Yes,
He did time.
Dom should be the only one wearing orange. Everyone else can wear purple.
Dom is the new orange.
Dom is the new black and purple. But all right, so yeah, we have come up to an hour's worth. We have what we have from Dynamite. A week has gone by, and I would say so far we got a lot of stuff covered.
I'd say so.
Obviously, we will be back here next week after we've seen what's gone on in the world of wrestling from all parts across the globe. For Davion with his absoluteness right there. For Kyle, who is trying to be his best kind of Hardy. And from me basically having to be the Michael Cole and tie this all together.
Dang
This
it, Michael.
has been Jabronis United. Stay humble.
Now, Bobber.